A carry gun is an extremely personal choice, and in this video we're going to be looking at 3 of the best concealed carry guns on the market. But I want to know which of these 3 you would pick.
Welcome back to the Humble Marksman channel, and today we're going to be testing 3 super premium concealed carry guns. The Sauer P365 AXG Legion, the Langdon Tactical PX4 Storm Compact, and the Bul Armory SAS2 UL. Now, all of these guns are super premium and have the price tags to reflect it. The AXG Legion is actually the most affordable at about $1,200. Now, the Langdon Tactical is a little bit custom and you can spec out all your options as you see fit. This one is a pretty basic build from him, so just the gun without the optic would be about $1,200, $1,300. And the Bul Armory is the most expensive of the lot, coming in at just shy of $1,500. So all of these guns have spent time in my holsters, and today we're going to put them through their paces and see how they perform and revisit the whole striker versus double action versus single action only. So let's go take a look. Sound off in the comments right now with which gun you would prefer, then reply to it at the end of the video if your mind was changed. So all 3 of these guns have very short barrels ranging from about 3 to 3 1/4 inches. So we're curious who's going to get the best velocity. So we're using Bellum 115 to chronograph and see who gets the highest average velocity, because that matters for a self-defense gun. If you're using hollow points, you want it to expand in the hollow point range. So let's get going. All right, our Beretta had an average of 947 foot per second. Sauer P365 AXG Legion, 985. The Sauer AXG Legion had an average of 968. All right, Bul Armory, 968. 974. Wow, some spice from the Bul. Throw that mag on the ground. So the Bul Armory had an average speed of 986, which is approximately 20 foot per second faster than the SIG. So from a barrel speed test, the Bul Armory is the champion, followed by the Sauer, with the Beretta bringing up the rear. So we are back at the 25-yard line. We are going to be shooting at the target downrange. It's an Optics Planet easy to see target. Code HUMM has nothing to do with Optics Planet. So we're gonna put up 10-shot groups with these guns and see what they're capable of, and really what I'm capable of, but it's gonna be a testament to the trigger, which, you know, as much as I like to tell you doesn't matter, on these little itty bitty lightweight guns, it matters a little bit. All right, let's go take a look and see what that looks like. All right, so that's what that looks like at 25 yards. It's not terrible, except if you look at these guys that way up high on target, not real sure what happened there. It's a snappy little guy, so we'll see what the next one does. Beretta PX4 Storm Compact. Let's go take a look and see what that looks like. All right, so the Beretta PX4 Storm, already it's tighter grouping than what we had with the Bul. All right, Sauer AXG Legion. Well, I'm pulling these shots left. That's me, not the gun. I don't feel good about those, but let's go see what it looks like. All right, not as bad as I feared. Got one kind of wandering off to the side there, but they are all there. Look at those stacking. So the SIG AXG Legion is doing a pretty good job. All right, to test controllability, we're gonna do bill drills at 10 yards. That's gonna be 6 shots at the buzzer at 10 yards, trying to keep them on the USPSA A zone. We're gonna do both standard pressure and a 124 NATO load. So let's get going here. We'll go from low ready. So here we go. All right, those are all alphas. That's right at about 2 seconds with a .84. Really took my time on that first shot. Beretta PX4. Whoa, I threw 2 Charlies on that one. Kind of walked it up on me. So that was much faster though at a 188 with a .76 first shot, 23 split, 24 split, 21 split, 23 split, 21 split. I can definitely do better than that. That was just a big difference after the AXG Legion, so it didn't make the Beretta look good on that one. All right, Bul Armory. Safety on, 10 yards, here we go. All right, nope, there is one Charlie on the Bul Armory. 201 time, 89 first shot. All right, PX4 NATOs, here we go. All right, one Charlie, much better out of the NATO that time, 195. All right, here we go. Bul Armory, NATO. All right, that was a lot jumpier with the NATO. Looks like I really explored the alpha zone, but it looks like I'm only one Charlie down with the Bul, but it jumped a lot.
So if you look at the slow motion on these three guns recoiling with standard pressure ammunition, you can notice that the PX4 actually has a slower recoil impulse, which contributes to its very mild shooting characteristics. Meanwhile, over on the NATO side of the house, the Bul Armory, being the only gun that doesn't have some sort of recoil mitigating characteristic, jumps noticeably higher than the SIG or the PX4, and the PX4 with its slower recoil impulse just feels like it's another load. It's really magical. As far as the difference in the loads, you can see that the brass goes way faster out on the NATO load than the standard load at a higher angle, but otherwise it wasn't wildly different. The UL, on the other hand, had quite an exaggerated muzzle climb with the NATO spec loads, and it returned just the same, but it was definitely more violent. The PX4 is a freak and shoots the exact same regardless of what the ammo is. The brass even comes out of the gun the same. It's no more violent. It was the same.
All right, so these are concealed carry guns. I have concealed carry holsters for these guns, so we're gonna be draw to first shot. We're gonna be doing 5 draws per gun. I've got my handy dandy shot timer ready to rock and roll. So we're gonna be doing accountable shots to the lower A zone, kind of the upper, hand size deal there. We're at about 10 yards. So don't make fun of me because I don't practice my appendix draw all that often. Or do make fun of me. In fact, make fun of me. Here we go. All right, that's a 152. Those are touching, 138. That's still good, but on the lower end of acceptable, 156. So good one, safety on, 143. Whoa. All right, bobbled with the safety, but it's still a 167. A little bit lower than the standard that I want of about 1.5 seconds at this yard with that amount of aiming. The gun feels great coming out of the holster. It actually having the manual safety, so I'm able to reholster very easily. Now, next we'll do the SIG Sauer. It doesn't have a manual safety or a hammer to ride back. All right, time to go with the SIG. The little skinny gun's harder to seat in hand. That was a 160. Lower right, that was not a good one. That's a 162. Good hit. 149. That was a really bad grip. 174. Good hit. That's a 162. So I'm a little bit slower, and it's because I can't quite get my grip. I was missing my grip on the SIG. Maybe some of that is the holster, but I think really what it is it's just skinnier. It's not as quite a big a shooter's kind of grip. So that is the compromise with going with a thinner grip. All right, let's go with Mr. PX4 Beretta. Ooh, that was a bad hit. I didn't have my dot. That one's on me. That's not the gun, but that's a 176 because I couldn't find my dot. So 143. 148. There we go. Starting to find the rhythm. 143. Shot's a little bit low, but it's a 158. Wow, bobbled the grip on that one. All right, so you can see with the draws that I had the best luck with the Bul Armory and the Beretta. The bigger, fatter grip meant that the gun would seat in my hand. But you also saw that even as proficient as I am, I had one bobble on the manual safety. And when my grip wasn't quite locked in with this, then I would throw shots low. So there is more to be said about the proficiency that you need to be able to run these two platforms. That all said, this gun was so skinny that it was difficult for me to get my kind of uniform grip. When I am sterile and can get the gun sort of put into my hand in like a range environment, it's very easy and I can shoot it as well as the other two. But deploying it from the holster, I was about 2/10 slower when I was trying to be accountable for my hits. That said, this one is the best to conceal. So for a compromise gun, it's a heck of a compromise because it is super duper capable. It shoots like a big gun. So while at the range, I did record a bit proclaiming a winner, but then sitting here editing the video, I thought back about the guns I actually reached for in the safe this week, and ultimately all three of the guns made it into the holster. But I do find myself ultimately deciding around which gun I am carrying based around the holster selection that I have. The one thing I can point to and say that I did prefer the most about the guns is how the double stack guns drew to my hand. So I definitely do prefer the way that the PX4 and the Bul Armory would draw to my hand. But the best holster that I have for the three guns that are listed, because all three of them are kind of using compromise type holsters right now. I've got some holsters on order that are hopefully gonna increase the game for the other two guns, but for now the PX4 has the best holster. So the PX4 is the one that I'm going to say that I prefer, and realize that this is a very, very slight preference. I actually think I do prefer a single action only style manual of arms, just a little bit to the other two manual of arms. But at the same time, you can't deny that at 25 yards, I'm more precise with the Sig Sauer. The Sig Sauer and the Bul both get better velocity on the ammo, but the PX4 is just kind of dehorned a little bit, so it actually is quite comfortable to carry and still very easy to deploy. All of these guns are winners, guys. I realize we are in the white ribbon age and everybody hates the participant medal. At the same time, I really do like all the guns, so it is a very difficult decision just to pick one. So if you made me pick them in order of finish right now, it would probably be the PX4 is at the top, and that's largely due to the holster choice that I have for that gun. Number 2 would be the UL, and number 3 would be the P365 AXG Legion. That's not to say that the guns aren't capable. Those are just my preferences, and as I mentioned, I have carried each of those guns since. When I get lazy and I just want to put on a skinny gun that carries well, the P365 obviously fills that role beautifully. The UL is super lightweight, so it's actually quite nice to carry as well. So there it is. Sound off in the comments with your picks. I'd be curious to hear them. If you don't already, please subscribe to the channel and maybe follow me on Rumble if you use Rumble at all. And I've got a locals page. The locals page is free through Thanksgiving, and you can see the kind of content that I post over there, and so check out the link in the description there.